All right, guys, so since this is a relatively large project for a course, I thought it was a good idea if we just have like a top-down view of exactly what we're going to be doing and creating in terms of classes and methods and how this is all going to work. Because especially with vanilla JavaScript, there's 100 different ways you could build this exact application. So I just want to kind of drill it in your mind how we're doing this. And I have this chart here. I use Lucid charts. They're not sponsoring this course or anything like that. I've used them for a while. You can see all my different diagrams and charts and stuff here. And I also put it in the theme files. So you can see here project diagram. This is the same thing if you want to check it out. So basically we have we have 5 different classes altogether. And the first class I want to talk about is the app class. So you can think of this as like the initializer. So it's going to do a couple things. It's going to have a constructor that has our event listeners. So whenever we, for instance, filter a workout or a meal, or add a workout or a meal, or set the daily limit, or reset the day. These are all events happening in the DOM, and that's where these are going to go in the constructor. And then any methods we want to fire off when those events happen are going to happen here. Okay, so for instance, new item is to create a new meal or a new workout. Remove item will remove them. Filter items, when we start to type in here and we start to filter, that will call this method. Reset, so if we want to reset the day, and then set limit whenever we submit this little form here with the calorie limit. Now from here, or I should say from the constructor, we're going to initialize the tracker. So we're going to create an instance of the calorie tracker. And then from these methods here, we'll be calling some of these public methods. For instance, when we call new item, we'll be calling either add meal or add workout, depending on which item we're adding. Remove meal, remove workout, that'll be called from remove item. And then filter isn't going to call anything because that only has to do with the DOM. The calorie tracker, we want to just group all of our calorie stuff into this class. Now, when we look at the properties, we have the calorie limit, the total calories, the meals, and the workouts, which are going to be arrays. And then for the methods that we're going to call when we instantiate the calorie tracker is going to be display calorie limit, display the consumed calories, burned, remaining, and total. So basically all this, the stats. We want to update this when we first come to the app and it's initialized. We also want to call it after pretty much we do anything. After we add a meal, remove a meal. That's why you can see down here we have a render stats. So render stats is also going to call all of these, because it's not like we're using something like React where it reacts to what you're doing. We have to do everything because this is vanilla JavaScript. So we want to create our own render method. If you've used React before, you know that there's a render method in the components. Well, we have to do that stuff ourselves. So yeah, I mean, this is just all display new meal, display new workout. So basically when we fill out this form and we add a new meal, it has to get added to the DOM here. So that will take care of it. And then the delete. So when we click that, that will call remove item, and then that will call remove meal or workout. Now, the meal and workouts are also going to have their own classes, but there's not much to it. It's basically just a constructor with a couple properties. And I wanted to create separate classes because you might in the future add different properties for a workout than a meal. So the calories for the meal means the calories, taken in. The calories for the workout are the calories burned. And then finally, we have a storage method, which is going to be all static methods. So basically, we don't have to instantiate a storage object. We just use the class and then call the methods. So we're using local storage. So if we want to set or get the calorie limit to local storage, we would call these. We can set and get the total calories, update calories. That's going to be called whenever we either add a meal, remove a meal, or add a workout or remove a workout. And then we also have, obviously, methods to save and remove workouts and meals in local storage. All right, so I know this is probably confusing, but as we move along, trust me, it's going to be much more clear. I just wanted to give you something other than, just jumping in and starting to write code. I want you to know the plan for what we're doing. All right, so that's it. Let's jump into the next video.